Hey guys, Hunter Elliott, rangehot.com. Hope you're doing well. This afternoon I'm going over the brand new Ruger Mark IV 2245 Lite. First thing I'm going to show you is there is no magazine in the pistol. The bolt is locked to the rear and chamber is clear, so she's safe to talk about. Got this little pistol from Ruger a few months ago, and we have really been doing our due diligence on this thing. Got about 1,000 rounds of 22 long rifle through the gun. I want to talk to you about what I learned, what I liked, and what I didn't like about this little pistol. Probably the most important thing about this is this assembly. I'm going to say one of the most aggravating things for the Mark line of 22s is taking it apart and putting it back together. This Ruger address, check this out. Here again, we're clear. There's a little button on the rear. You push that in, rotates apart just like that, bolt slides right out. I mean, man, that is slicker than deer guts on a doorknob. Over the course of testing with me and several of my other friends shooting the gun, I did have some trouble with two different manufacturers. First, you're used to seeing the old Winchesters here, 40 grain, listed velocity is 1,300 feet a second on the box. Got some malfunctions with those. Wasn't all the time, but halfway through a mag, I'd get a stem bind. And it did not seem to follow any one of the two included magazines. I talked to Ruger about it. They actually sent me a third brand new magazine. Tried that, same deal. When that happened, I couldn't really figure it out, so I switched over to CCI mini mags, some different Winchesters, and some other Remingtons and stuff. The Thunderbolts, 100%, no problem. The Aguila Subsonics, when you got a full mag loaded and you insert it, you know that first round matches up against the bottom of the bolt. The Aguilas didn't seem to make enough energy to cycle that bolt until you got about 2 or 3 rounds out of the mag, and then they would run fine. So when I shot the Aguilas, I loaded 6 or 7 in the magazine, ran fine. Topped off, intermittently it wouldn't cycle. But now I went over to the Winchester 40 and 42 grain subs as well as the Gemtex. 100% no problem. So I'm not going to say it's ammunition particular, but it could be a little bit persnickety, if you know what I mean. And that is not uncommon with pistols chambered in 22 long rifle anyway. It did reliably lock the slide back to the rear, but the slide stop was pretty tough to push down. But after, I don't know, about 300 or 400 rounds of shooting a gun and then cleaning it, not a problem. It locked to the rear, easy mag change, drop it like that using the slide stop. The sights are really nice. The rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation. Got a really nice tall front blade on it, but the front blade is black. When you're using the sights, you get your correct sight alignment, sight picture, and your back may be off a little bit. And you're shooting at like a black bullseye or a silhouette target. If it wasn't nice and bright, that front sight could get a little bit lost in the sight picture. Ruger does offer an upgrade to a fiber optic front sight on their website. In my opinion, that would certainly be an upgrade that I would make on this gun. Now, the 2245s does denote that this particular pistol has very similar to same ergonomics as your standard 1911 government model, grip angle, width, that sort of thing. So a lot of people use this as a trainer to introduce somebody to a 1911, which I think is excellent for. But now this pistol ships with an ambi safety. And when you get a really good high, deep grip, with this ambi safety off, the safety lever may rub against your hand a little bit. And it really just after a few mags, I kind of found my grip like I liked it, and it wasn't a problem. But that's something to consider. The last point I'm going to make about the gun that I didn't love is it has a magazine disconnect. I'm not a huge fan of the magazine disconnect, so that would probably be my biggest critique against this pistol. Here again, no big deal. Now, I don't want you to think I'm trashing the gun, because I really, really like this new pistol from Ruger. I mean, I'm a fan of the Mark series anyway, and I love the 2245s. One of the pistols that I've been using for years and years, teaching people how to shoot, is a Ruger Mark II 2245, and good Lord knows how many rounds of ammunition we've got through that little pistol, and she's still running like a soil machine. So, I'm not picking on the gun. I'm just being very thorough about it because I really do like it a lot. We ran several different silencers on the gun with supers and subs. Primarily the one we used was the Ruger silencer rimfire cam that I reviewed a few months ago. I got the Liberty suppressors, Centurion, which is a 9mm can, but half by 28 on a 9mm, half by 28 little 22 long rifle, so it threaded right on. Here's the cool thing about that. This is a full-size silencer, as you can see. And these sights that come with the Ruger, they sit up tall enough to where, even with that big can screwed on, I was able to get correct sight alignment and sight picture without having to go to some goofy tall silencer sights. The other can we ran was the AAC Illusion, another 9mm can offset. And so over 3 cans, supers and subs, no problem there either. So I really feel like this pistol is at home on the range. Oh man, that'd be a really cool name for a song. Anyway, back to reality. Pistol range with a can on it, especially as a trainer for yourself or teaching somebody else or just going out and plinking. Probably the most fun that I had was sitting on my porch about 30 yards away, banging on a piece of defense target steel with the can on it and some subsonic ammo. I mean, man, it's like eating peanuts. You just cannot get enough of it. Standard charging procedure, like all 2245s that you're used to. If you're not, there is no slide reciprocating. The bolt reciprocates within the upper part of the pistol. And what that does is, that means your sights are never moving. This gun not reciprocating a slide and those sights staying static with a fixed barrel, it does lend itself to be a really accurate little pistol. We did shoot it out at 25 yards with several different types of ammunition. You can find that, as well as a lot more technical specifications of this pistol, on a chart on rangehot.com. So jump over there, read that review if you want to. It does come equipped with a Weaver type rail here mounted to the top. And I did run this gun some with a red dot on it, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. But thankfully, you can remove this rail if you want to. Now, it does not interfere with the sights. But if you just don't like it or you want to take it off, it's just 3 fasteners right here. Get them off and you can take the rail off completely. Moving down here toward the trigger. Trigger is not bad at all. Once again, I'm going to show you it's clear. Trigger got some take up, and then it broke pretty clean at about 5.5 pounds with right much over travel. It does have some rubber double diamond stocks that are very reminiscent to the traditional 1911 stock. I like that whole bunch. You got plenty of beaver tail in here to get a really good deep grip. Not that you have to fight a lot of recoil with this pistol, but the ergonomics here again lend itself to be not only a good trainer but a good teacher. And I hate to sound like I'm beating up on that, but I really feel like this gun, if you're an instructor or you're teaching somebody or you're training yourself, this pistol has a place in your collection, because man, I tell you what, it's a hell of a lot of fun to shoot. And it's got a lot of features that would lend itself to transfer well over to what other pistols that you're shooting. It does ship with 2 10-round magazines. The back strap here is nicely serrated almost all the way up to the beaver tail. When you move around here to the front strap, it's nicely serrated until you get a little bit before the trigger guard. So plenty of grip on this, which is good because you can, if you want to, swap these stocks out. I'd say if you shoot this pistol with a can on it, I would definitely clean it twice as often as you would without. So that's just some words of wisdom. And don't forget to clean your magazines. Okay guys, so that's it. I think I'm going to go with Allison and watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Go Rocket. Hell yeah. I think I'm just going to send those guys a check, and I'm going to keep this damn pistol for myself. I really appreciate you watching the videos, reading the reviews. If you got any questions or comments, let me know. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, the whole social media gamut. Let me know. I want you to take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to seeing you at the range.